Wow, Canada is stopping their arms shipments to Israel until it can be shown that the weapons will be used properly. You know, the Israeli government is going to call uh, the Canadian government anti-Semitic over this.
Related news, Canada is to halt all arms shipments to Israel amid the war in Gaza, the first major Western ally of Israel to do so. The Israeli government has strongly condemned that decision, its foreign minister Israel Katz saying it undermines the country's right to defend itself. Well, France
Okay, yeah, they have the right to defend themselves, but that doesn't mean that other governments have to get weapons and stuff. That's hilarious. Now they're gonna try to blackmail other governments into giving them weapons. Like, make your own weapons.
France 24's Andrew Hillier has been looking into this for us. He's with me now. Andrew, what more can you tell us about that decision by Canada?
Well, Nadia, this decision came about after a non-binding vote in the Canadian Parliament. It effectively means that Canada will, in future, halt all arms shipments to Israel. Important to point out, however, that in reality there haven't been any arms exports from Canada to Israel since January. And even since October, Canada has only been exporting non-lethal shipments to Israel. That's communications equipments like radios, for example. Now, from the Canadians'
I mean, with the amount of money that the Israeli government gets from like the United States and others, can't they build their own manufacturing plant instead of trying to claim that a government not giving them weapons somehow undermines their right to self-defense?
perspective, this is a significant move. That's because Israel has historically been one of the top recipients of Canadian weapons. In 2021, Canada exported around 17.5 million euros worth of weapons to Israel. In 2022, that figure went down to around 14 million euros. And I think this is part of a trend that we've been seeing in Canada recently. Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has been increasingly critical of Israel's conduct in Gaza, particularly.
Yeah, a lot of allies of Israel are starting to criticize the Israeli government over genocide. Uh, more governments need to stop shipments and aid to the Israeli government unless they stop, genociding the Palestinians.
In light of those mounting civilian deaths. Of course, outrage in Israel, as you mentioned there, the foreign minister, Israel Katz, saying that it undermined Israel's right to self-defense. He also said that history would judge Canada's current action harshly.
Wow. History is going to judge Canadians for not giving Israeli Israeli government weapons. Like, buy build weapons. I mean, you're getting money. I mean, if I feel like I need to defend myself, I can't blackmail another person into giving me money and weapons by saying you're undermining my right to self-defense. I'll have to go out and buy my own gun.
Do you think then this decision is going to have a big impact?
Well, look, you know,
Oh, and another thing, the Israeli government is going to be the one harshly judged by history for their actions against the Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank.
Canada isn't the only country that's moved recently to stop arms exports to Israel. We've seen similar moves lately from Belgium, Italy, and the Netherlands. In fact, in February, there was quite a well-known case in the Netherlands brought about by 3 NGOs, which resulted in a court ordering the Netherlands to halt shipments of F-35 fighter jet parts to Israel because of concerns they would be used to violate international law. In Italy, the situation is more complicated.
Yeah, any weapons that the Israeli government has been getting has been used to violate international law. I mean, they've been giving uh, thousands of arms to settlers in the West Bank so that they can go out and kill people.
That's because exports of outstanding contracts have continued. The government there insists that it's only honouring previously signed orders. Now, as to the question, have these decisions have any impact, or will they have an impact? The answer is not as much as you may think, and that's because, as you're about to see on your screen, the majority of Israel's arms imports only come from two countries. As you can see there, 69% between 2019 and 2023 coming from the US, 30% from Germany, and that tiny, tiny slither there coming from 1% from Italy and other countries. So import.
I mean, no surprise that the United States gives the most arms to the Israeli government. Most of our presidents, for the last of times now, well, pretty much all of them, have been nothing but Zionist. No surprise with Germany. They seem to support the Israeli government no matter what the Israeli government does because they feel bad about the Holocaust.
Israel's arms imports from the US and Germany vastly outweighing imports from other countries. Little sign of those two countries slowing down weapons shipments to Israel. In fact, Germany has even increased the amount of weapons it exports to Israel since October.
Though it's funny how Germany always wants to have like remembrance of the Holocaust and stuff like that, and now they want to help another government commit a Holocaust against a group of people. I mean, so pretty much Germany had